No worries.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Joseph Reynolds, and today joining me is the 13-0 number one ranked European and UK fighter at the moment, George Staines. Obviously, the IMMAFs in February. How are you feeling for it, buddy?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, Joe. To be honest, feeling even better than they did for the Euros. Like, I felt phenomenal for that camp. And I know it's about 6 weeks out now, and I'm feeling great. I'm best fit. I'm physically the fittest I've ever been, strongest I've ever been, mentally in a really, really good place. So just ready to get it done.
Yeah, and you take a look at your performance in the Euros as well. You were able to beat, I believe, Ireland's number one fighter as well, Ronald Deegan. He was number one. See Mercado, he's been around the top five in Portugal for a long time. You got the names that you've been looking for in terms of their skill ability, but how did you feel getting in there with those sort of fighters? How did you feel your level was compared to them?
So, like, it was funny because, like, the first couple of days, I thought I was just going to run through everyone. Like, I've been for, quite a while at the moment. But, like, I want respectful enough of, people's skill set. And then first couple of days, like, I got dropped in the first one. That match was Zee Machado. It was fairly close. And then that, like, I knew my skill set was, enough to beat everyone, as my performances, sure. But it was my mindset more than my skill I needed to get right. But because I know I can hang with the best in the world with my current skill set, striking's good, my wrestling's good, my jiu-jitsu, my whole game is, good. So I know I can hang with any of the best.
Yeah, and now obviously you look ahead to the Worlds. A lot of the medalists that typically medal at the Worlds are normally the European fighters as well, but now you add in a few extra countries in there as well. Is there any country in particular that you'd look forward to face, or for you, is it more just about getting the gold medal than it is the terms of the people that you could face?
So it's about both, really, Joe. For me personally, obviously, the goal is the gold. Obviously, like that's the only thing that matters to me. Like that gold medal will be wrapped around my neck at the end of that tournament. But it's a great opportunity to fight people, like I wouldn't normally fight. Like you say, a lot of the European fighters do well at the Worlds anyway. But you got the Americans, not maybe not always do the best, but like if you're in UFC, Bellator, they're the types of people that you're going to be fighting. So it's like looking towards that future, fighting, them countries, Brazil again, fighting UFC, Bellator a lot. Just getting used to fighting in different, types of like that. And that, like I say, Brazil and America, they're like the two countries that I'm quite looking forward to. If I get the chance, if I get select, if it works out the way for me to fight an American or Brazilian, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, and obviously now you take a look at your amateur career that you've had so far. Obviously, fought an Almighty lot, and they're a great show, but it's a big step up, sort of this tournament style. The IMMAFs to put a lot into the events and traveling the world to get these sort of experiences in really early on in your career. I know obviously you've had a lot of amateur fights, but it's still early on. To get these experiences, what have they been like, sort of traveling to different places in the world to go and compete and fight?
Oh, I'd say it's, it's crucial, for if you, like myself, I want to go to the UFC, the UFC app, they have obviously like UFC London every now and then, but they're mainly based in America and overseas. So I say it's like crucial for like anyone wanting, to pursue the sport as a career, or like myself, pursue the big leagues. You have to get that experience in traveling because like it's not only going to a new place. It's like managing your weight over there. Still cutting weight. Not doing the stuff that you might do when you usually go to travel. It's like, and you got to like, it's tough, but like it's such a good experience. And I'm so happy I got to do Italy, and I'm so happy I'll get to do Serbia. Just to go is such an amazing thing for me.
Yeah, and they're all self-funded events as well. Obviously, the sport's still not recognised, but in terms of being an athlete that has to sort of find the funding for these events and travel and all that things, what has that been like as a fighter to sort of have to find the funding, and then also the support that comes with it as well? Obviously, a lot of UK fans, friends, family, they all get really behind the fighters that do typically go off to the places like the IMMAFs and the European Championships as well.
Yeah, so the amount of like people that's got behind me is absolutely insane. I've been very lucky. It is hard at times, especially around Christmas. Like you have to, everyone's a bit, not skint, but everyone's got a bit less. So like the amount of support, even if people just give me like, you know, people just give me, you know, for a bit of money, you know, to help get there. It's so massively appreciated, and people do. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an amazing thing. Like, especially for me, like Hull, where I'm from, don't like have a lot of good things. You know, not good. We have good, not very well known, but like nothing really happens. And the fact that, you know, someone from my city is doing, let it alone be me. You know, whether it be someone else, someone like me being able to do that is, you know, such a good achievement for me, and just to represent my country and my city at the same time. So a lot of people are getting behind me, which I think is amazing. I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, and now taking a look at your amateur career as a whole, obviously, you have spent a long time pretty much fighting the top fighters. I'd say it's from your second bout with Stafford Swainson to have all of this experience at an amateur level against the best guys that you could find. What has that been like in terms of your overall improvement in the sport and setting you up for when you do eventually make the pro switch?
I think it's been crucial because you get a lot of people, you know, like padding out the records a little bit, you know, playing it a little bit safe, you know, like they'll fight someone with the same record, or, you know, with one loss extra, or, you know, who aren't that good. And I think when you're fighting the best, you know, the best kids, or, you know, the best of the best, I think you have a rise to the occasion, or you don't. So like, and I think for me personally, I've risen to each occasion, you know, the way I wanted to. You know, like you said, since Stafford, I've pretty much been fighting some of the top people in my divisions, and I think it's you just rise to the, you don't rise to the top, but like you rise to the occasion. Like I say, if you don't, then, you know, you got work to do. But it just shows that, you know, the amount of work, and, you know, the work that I do with my coaches and hit squad, Liam Khan, Manchester Wrestling, AVT, all them guys. It shows that all the stuff I do works. So that itself makes me happy as well. Hello.
Hold on, there we go.
Oh.
And as well, you mentioned there with your coaches, obviously, you've got a very close bond with your coaches. There's been documentaries of they've been there since the start of your journey and things like that. But when you have sort of got the level of trust and respect with your coaches and those sort of relationships with them, what have those been like, sort of having them with you in your corner from the start, and then looking where you are now and where you can be headed in the future as well?
Oh, you know, it's absolutely amazing. You know, like it's almost like a dream. You know, like, because it's very rare, not rare, but like it's very, you're very lucky if you are able to keep, you know, your original coach to like get into some of the topper level, like the IMMAFs, the World Championships, the IMMAFs. It's not like you'll get some people on that who are better than, you know, on the pro scene. Do you know what I mean? Like some amazing, you know, athletes coming up. And the fact that I can keep, you know, like Stu, one of my original coaches, is just, you know, an amazing feeling. To the fact that we're, you know, doing it together. Like I always like imagined it, but it's just like if you'd have told me, you know, 6 years ago, me and Stu would be, you know, doing the Wells together, I'd be like, nah, you know, it's not nah, but like, you know, oh, you're mad. But like the fact that I'm able to do it is just absolutely amazing with Stu and with all my coaches, which again, it's like a brotherhood. It's not just like, oh, it's my coaches, like they're like my brothers. You know, I trust them with that amount of trust.
Yeah, you mentioned there in terms of the brotherhood and the friendship you got there, and then as well at the Euros, it seemed like the Team England as a whole, they were able to really come together more in that week than they have before, and you can tell that all of the fighters seem to get along there. What's that also been like, spending your time around the Team England, competing alongside them, and also just getting to know those sort of fighters, being around them in that atmosphere?
Oh yeah, like when we was out there, it was an amazing like thing. No, it wasn't like a group of individuals. You know, it was a team. Like if you could, you know, you'd watch everyone else. Like obviously, some of us fought at the same time, or, you know, like one of us was on after the other, and like it was an amazing experience. We all trained together. You know, if one of it, like Teddy Stringer, I've known for a fair bit now. On that last day, he helped me lose, you know, the last bit of weight, just held pads for me, and just let me sweat some of the weight off that I needed to lose. So like just that, you know, because he didn't need to do that. He could just, you know, gone out with the rest of the team and just, you know, done himself. But instead, he sacrificed his night and helped me, and that takes, you know, a lot of like, not it's, you know, it's a good thing. It's a nice thing to do for a teammate, and like I feel like before, maybe like the team hadn't been that close, but this time, like it's been amazing. Like when we all train together, we all, we're all chatting, and we're all laughing and stuff, and it's a really, really good experience.
Yeah, and then touching back on the Worlds, in terms of obviously your prediction's gold, and then a lot of other people, I'm sure they'll be seeing you looking to get the gold as well. But in terms of the IMMAFs, do you want this to be the best showing? And do you feel as though this is going to be a last stint that you do spend as an amateur, or do you see things as an amateur beyond going the IMMAFs this February?
No, so the IMMAFs will be my last like outing as an amateur. Even if I don't think I know I what lose, but even if I was to lose, it'd still be my last thing as an amateur. I can't think of anything else. After the World, you've done it all, in my opinion. I've done the UK scene, I've done Europe, I've done the World. There isn't much else for me to do apart from pro.
Yeah, and then the final thing from myself is obviously the UK fans are all going to be behind you, but for the future fans that are going to see you when you go pro or at the World Championships, could let anyone know what George Staines is about as a fighter. What does that sort of look like?
So you'll just see just someone who's, I'm just going to be game, always game, never look to, quit, never look to give any, an inch to my opponent. All will be in that fight till the last moment, never give up, and just mainly just domination. I think the only close fight I've ever had was that second round in the IMMAFs, and other than that, I think I've just dominated my opponents. Like I've looked not perfect, because no one is perfect, but like just a brilliant fighter. Not just like toot my own trumpet, but like not someone who's just going to bring it and exciting.
Yeah, and then finally, if you just take a chance, shiny sponsors, anything like that, obviously just feel free to go ahead, buddy.
Oh yeah, thank you, mate. So like, thank you to all my sponsors. So I've got Wolds Engineering, 411, Beer Cox, Estate Agents. What else have I got? Smesh Media, Regular Fresh Food, Bob Green's Clothing, Britnell Schools Out. Trying to think of some other one. I've got some more. Oh, they've escaped me. Essence of Nature. There's loads, but thank you to all of them. If I ain't named you, I do very apologise.
Well, that is everything from myself. Obviously, George Staines, he goes to the IMMAFs. It's going to be a name you're going to hear for many years to come. I appreciate your time today, buddy. Thank you very much.
No, Richard, thank you for having me on.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.